minute. Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome to Thought-Provoking Thursday. It is about to go all the way down. It is going down. Now, unfortunately, my brother is unable to make it. He is not feeling well, but I still have his beautiful and amazing wife that decided just to go ahead and go live with me. So we are just going to be kicking it. We're going to be talking about some things. And I know how y'all are. Y'all going to be about y'all business and be a part of this. I can't see your name when they say, hey, Facebook user, give StreamYard permission to see your name. Hey, Donna, I see you, sugar. How are you? I hope you got my inbox today. I love y'all. We have the one and the only evangelist, Camilla Williams, and I'm about to bring her up into the stream. Hey, sis. Hey.
How are you guys? How are you? How you doing?
So
How's it going? How we doing? How's it going?
Yes, God is amazing. God is amazing. Isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I couldn't. Do you see how fabulous she is? See, I'm loving. See, that's my sister. Okay, y'all.
Not at all. Just because you're an evangelist don't mean you can't be cute.
You better say that, sugar. You better say it. Yeah. Listen, we just decided that we was just gonna kick it because my brother's a little under the weather and he is not feeling well. So because of that, we are just going to be talking about relationships and we are just going to be talking and kicking it and doing our thing. But I just wanted to introduce you to my sister. I love her so very much. We hang out, we go to brunch, we talk about everything. Camilla, tell me a little bit about some of the stuff you do. Right now, she has a book club and they are reading. What are you reading?
Battlefield of the Mind.
Yes. And it is dope. And she also has a group on Facebook. What's the name of the group?
My Sister Keep Her.
Okay. Hello, somebody.
Yeah.
Hello, somebody. And what else is it that you are doing that is advantageous to the listeners?
So I am a certified Christian counselor, board certified. I am a certified life coach. And a certified grief and loss counselor and a certified anger management counselor. So I am looking up and coming. You will see that I am birthing Married with Purpose.
Hello, somebody.
Married with Purpose. That's my next project. I do have my sister Keeper, and we plan to do a lot of things this year. We're going to do a lot of things this year. We're going to get nice and dirty. And we're going out there and we're going to help our sisters. You know, we don't know who's going to help them. You know what I mean?
Hello, somebody.
That. But my passion is really that I want to, this year, my focus is really to get Married with Purpose up and running.
All right.
Because we need to know that, divorce is not always the answer.
No. Absolutely.
Yeah. Not. And we also need to know that our Savior, our God, I don't know about y'all, but I know my Savior, my God, he absolutely adores and he loves marriage.
Yes.
He adores and he loves marriage. So sometimes we give up on our marriages because we don't have the tools to go forth.
Right.
So let's get out there and let's just help these people. Let's help these marriages. Let's help them. Let's just help them and give them some tools to have some longevity. I've been with my husband 32 years and I don't regret none of it.
32 years, y'all. 32. 3-2.
Yeah.
You heard it right. 3.
So I don't regret any of it. And it ain't easy.
Yes.
And y'all heard me say the word ain't, right? Not. I said it ain't. It's not easy, really. I said ain't. You gotta have a little fun. It's okay to smile. Give your face away.
That's right.
But it's not easy. Marriage is not easy, and it's an everyday thing.
Yes.
Everyday job. You think you work every day? No, marriage is every day. Working every day.
Yes. And I think that marriage is definitely for those who are not, marriage is not for punks.
Nope.
You understand what I'm saying? And I say that because I really need people to really truly understand, like, marriage is not easy. You have got to make up your mind, right? That you in it to win it.
That's right.
And it requires a lot of challenging for yourself more than it is, to just be with your partner. I tell people this all the time. I'm like, wow, because it requires you to change, right? And I'll be like, pray. And people like, pray, Kim, I don't want to hear prayer. I don't want to hear, I want to punch him in his face. I want to punch him in the face. Not to be solicit or, think that that's funny.
Right.
But you be frustrated sometimes.
Yes,
a lot of people do not understand how much work it takes in order to like really, in order to make it work. But the thing that I learned, Camilla, in just my personal life, it doesn't even mean, because relationships are relationships. And that could be with your sister, brother, cousin, uncle.
That's right.
It doesn't matter who it is, right? But I find that whenever I get frustrated, I have to do a check-in, right, with me. At first, I might be really upset. And then I got to say, well, what are you really upset about, right?
Yes.
And I have to get to the core and to the root of what's really bothering me and why am I so frustrated? And usually, not all the time, but usually it is because I see the other person, their attitude is messed up, or they're hurting, or they saying things out of from a perspective and a place of pain.
Right.
Right. And then I find myself saying, like, whoa, okay, I get it. I definitely get it. But I know they hurting because I could tell how they respond.
Right.
So what do I do in response to their pain?
Right.
I pray for them, and God will give me
the words to say.
Yes, the words to say, or give me a heart to see them in the different light that I need to see them in. If that makes sense, right? So it's because it's not always about, the fight. It's not always about the fight or the clap.
Listen, who told me that?
What?
You know that? Me, I used to be part. That's why I said marriage. And let's say relationships, since we're just talking relationship. It could be friendship, it could be relationship, it could be whatever it is. But it's not supposed to be a fight for everything. No. It's okay to agree and disagree. Agree to disagree.
Right.
And I think that alone, once you get in a mindset of I agree, but I'm not really feeling it. I disagree, but I'll go along with that for you, if that's because you can't knock a person for the way they feel.
Right.
That's the only thing. So that it is angry as it may make you feel, sis, right?
Right.
You can't knock a person for the way you feel. As an example, I had to render an apology this week right here. The Lord laid something on my heart. Wow. And even though in the depths of my soul, I feel like I was 100% correct on it. But the Lord said, no, there's an apology that you have to give. Wow. So I had to call up and apologize, and not to rehash the story, just to say, listen, I know I hurt you. Whatever went down in the process of that.
Right.
I hurt you. You got hurt in the process of whatever went on. You got hurt in that. And I am here not to say if I did something wrong, because guess what? You did something.
Right.
Even if you retaliated, you did something, right?
Right.
So,
and you don't want to negate their hurt either. So say, I know I hurt you and I'm sorry. And that's it.
That's it.
Not even if I hurt you, right?
Right.
Because clearly you did, because they're responding to you differently.
But when I tell you, sis, your girl had to learn that. And it's only through the grace of God and who I am in him and my relationship with him. And real talk, having some very strong leaders to say, like, that ain't right.
Right.
Or you got to fix that part. You know what I mean? Because you got to have some people.
Can I tell you, you just said something very powerful, which suggests to me that you are comfortable enough with your leaders, right? To be transparent, to say, I did this, and this.
Absolutely.
And then they say to you, you know you was wrong. And you know what? Can I tell you something? That goes for leadership, but it also goes for my friendship. I don't want nobody in my camp, and nobody
That's right.
who don't
That's
speak
right.
truth to power, right? But I
That's
also
right.
got to understand where their point of view is before I start getting crazy about it.
Right.
But real talk, if you do not speak, if I'm walking around here with toilet tissue on the bottom of my shoe and you don't tell me, you don't love me. And that's how I feel about it. If I could be perfectly honest.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You don't let me go out here and be raggedy. Right? And I mean that because what I do know is that a lot of people, they say, oh, I love you, and this, that, and the other, but they don't really love you. They don't really care. Because if they did, they would straighten you out. That's right. When you know you got a real friend, and that's when you know your leadership. If you can be that, if you can be that open and transparent with your leadership, then you have hit it. The one thing I cannot stand, and pray for me, is people who are fake and phony. And when I see it, I stay away from them.
As we should.
Real all day, every day.
You know what I used to say, and I say this often, Kim. I don't really want to be around anybody that's not going to help me get to my destiny.
Hello.
And that goes even for my leaders. Like, I don't want to be under leadership that's not going to help me get to where I'm going, where God says my purpose, you know, to walk in my purpose.
Right.
And I'm grateful. That's why I can say it so freely. Like, I'm just so grateful for that. You know what I mean? But I don't want a friend. I don't want a family member. I don't want anybody in my life on purpose.
Right. Right.
Some we have to have them in our life because they were given to us. We didn't
assign to us. Yes,
they were assigned. So some we have to have. So with that being said, we have to know how to what's the word you told me before? We just know how to deal with them, right? But if you can't push me to my destiny and you break in my peace, you gotta go.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can't do it.
Because it's difficult enough in this life and in this world than to have to deal with people who are not genuine and people that are constantly not going in the direction that you're going. It's like, you know, you trying to swim upstream and they trying to go back. And we want more for ourselves than that, right?
Yeah.
And that has to do with relationships of any kind, right?
Yeah.
I just think that is so dope. And that's the reason why you do what you do, right, Sugar?
That's right.
All right. Say so. Say so.
That's why you gotta get the tools. You gotta have the tools to negate some of this stuff.
Yes.
Gotta have the tools.
Yes. I say that all the time because the truth is that, and I know this is the truth, is that I want to teach the tools. I want to make sure that people understand what exactly it is that they need in order to get to the next level in their lives, right?
Right.
And everything in the word is about relationship, whether it is relationship with your children, your spouse, your siblings, whomever it is. You know, you know, in order to make it and to become a better version of yourself, you need the tools, because sometimes we can't see ourselves, right? We do not see ourselves. We think we are, you know, the bomb.com, honey.
And that's the reason why,
like butter popcorn. You know, I'm going to date myself.
And that's why you got to have a certain set of people in your life.
Yes. Yes. But, you know, always be ready. Hey, Hector, I see you, boo-boo. Hey, I see you, brother. You keep it in, huh? Yes. Yes. So we definitely need to be in a place where we can, you know, work on ourselves, because I think that a lot of times people don't want to do that. They don't want to be their better selves, right? And so they, you know, they be like, you know, accept me as I am, but that's unacceptable, right? Because you cursing people out and you going off, and who wants to be bothered with that, right? It's like being around somebody who's always angry. Right? I don't want to be around anybody that's always angry.
It's just not healthy.
It's not healthy. Not at
It's
all.
just not healthy. It's just
No.
not healthy. It's just not healthy. It's not good for you. And we living in a time and an age that is just not worth it. How can I say it that way?
Yes. It costs too much.
It just costs too
It
much.
costs too much.
It
It
costs too
costs too
much.
much. Yeah. Hey, Hector, I see you. Hector said, good evening, ladies.
Good evening, Hector.
So my brother is a little under the weather, so he could not join us so we could talk about marriage on this
We can still
evening.
talk about marriage now.
We can still talk about marriage, but I'd rather do that with the both of y'all when he's feeling better.
Yeah.
And hey, boo. Hey, brother. Look, here you go.
Look at him. Hey.
That's my brother. I love him so much. But okay, so here's something I want to talk to you about.
Sure.
And you know, you and I talk a lot about everything, but I want to talk about domestic violence.
Let's get it.
So I want to talk about your experiences when you were younger with DV. And I know that there are a lot of women and a lot of men. Let's not forget our brothers
Mm-hmm.
who are dealing with or have dealt with domestic violence. If you were to speak to that, right? Because we're going back to your teenage years, right?
Mm-hmm.
This ain't happened in the last 32. Let's be clear.
Not at all.
Hello, somebody.
All
Hello,
that.
somebody. But we want to talk, we want to go back to that. What would you tell? And I want to talk, want you to
You're freezing. Is it my end?
I don't know. It might be me. Is it me?
It was you were freezing for a minute. Mm-hmm. Yes, you sis, you there?
Gee. Okay. Lord. Hey, Yana. I see you, boo. She went viral, y'all. You know what, Hector? You a mess. Can you see the comments, sis?
No.
Okay. Here's a robo chick. He's talking about me.
Am I supposed to be able to see
viral, y'all. Huh?
Am I supposed to be able to see the comments?
I thought maybe you could. You might not be able to see them on the device you're using.
Oh, okay.
Normally you can, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that, because we want to talk about, hey Yana,
Hey Yana, how are you?
Yes. Yeah, it's me. I'm the one who's freezing up. I can't even understand that because I have like literally have the cord directly in my laptop. So that part I do not understand. I will be on the phone with my cable company tomorrow. Oh, okay. I see you, Yana. I see you, boo boo. So we want to talk about you know what he said, Android. I'm not on no Android.
That's tell him hold up.
Carrie talking drunk. Carrie talking drunk talking about the Android. So I want to talk about this because, and I want to preface this with this. The reason why I was showcasing married couples this entire month, every Thursday, was because Valentine's Day is coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted the women and the men to wrap their head around that, you know, it does exist. Being happily married does exist. And as you opened with, sis, you said it's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
My thing when I talk to people, I always tell them that being in any type of relationship always mirrors who you are, and how the relationship goes is a mirror, but it's meant for you to take a look at yourself and how you handle things, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to 32 years of marriage without doing the work, not only on the marriage, but on yourself.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because it's a constant, it's growing pains, right?
Yes, it is.
I did not know that growing pains actually was a literal thing, but it really is a real thing. Because sometimes in order for you to grow, you know, you hurt because you hit a wall. And when you hit that wall, you go back and then you like, wait a minute, why does this keep happening? And you begin to seek the answers. And what it says in James chapter 1 is if any of you lack wisdom, ask it of me, and I shall give it to you liberally.
Yes, that's the word.
right? And so when you hit that brick wall, then you know it's time to go in. It's time to go into prayer. It's time to go in and search your own heart about the different ways that you've been dealing with things. And so I want to get back to my original thing. The reason why I wanted to showcase marriages. Um, I know nobody has a perfect marriage because we're imperfect people, right?
Absolutely.
And I know that there, like while we can rehash and talk about some things that are ugly, I think that the whole entire process is beautiful because during that time you are growing into this amazing and wonderful, better version of yourself, right? And so if people believe that marriage is this fairy tale happily ever after, somebody told them wrong, and they don't believe that there is anything that you go through in marriage and in relationship, right? And it's really meant for you once again to check your own temperature, right? So with that being said, yeah, Camilla, listen, wait, there go the
I love
comment.
your glasses.
Hello.
Thank you
Hello.
so much, Yana.
Yes. Loving them, honey. Loving them. Okay. So when I wanted to do this showcase, it wasn't to tell people that marriage was easy. It was to talk about the realness and who you were. And the reason why I wanted to say that to people again on this evening was just to reiterate, like, everything that has happened to us and how we were raised in our environment and all of the things that we've gone through has produced, yes, it fits the purpose for who we are going and who God wants us to become, right? And so I want to get back and I want to say, one more thing. Men are abused at an alarming rate. I don't ever want my sisters to think that it is only them. There is a reason why men act the way that they do sometimes, and they're in a lot of pain. And I don't ever want us to believe that, oh, we are being abused only, because that's nonsense. But I do want my sister to talk a little bit about her story from when she was a young woman, a young girl, actually. And she was dealing with a crazy situation, and tell us a little bit about who she is in her life. So sis, what would you tell, let me start here, what would you tell young women to look for in an abusive before, so to get out of an abusive relationship or don't entertain it?
Oh, right off the back, a man that want to isolate you.
Isolation. Wait, somebody put that in the chat, please. Isolate. If somebody's trying to isolate you, go ahead.
He don't want you to be with your family and your friends, and he's picking apart your friends and your family. Definitely a red light. Definitely a hot word. Isolation is the number one thing. I love you so much. I just want to be with you all the time. I just want it to be me and you. Just
separating you from your family. Go ahead.
Separation is one. Maybe he minds. I had the name calling. Oh, I slipped up and called you that. I didn't mean it. No, that he meant it. Me, verbal abuse sometimes to me is worse than a punch in the face because it sticks with you. And while he's saying these things, it don't always have to be bitch, and other things knock you down. Other words make you feel less than. Other things that a man say to you that will bring down your, if you have a man that's not constantly uplifting you and telling you that, I'm not saying he's going to walk around and be like, babe, you so beautiful, babe, you so beautiful. I'm not saying that. But if he can't uplift you and let you know that you are a queen and that you are beautiful, I don't care what age you are. I am 53 years old and my husband still lets me know I'm beautiful. That's fine. But guess what? Through my process, let me not get ahead of myself. If a man is isolating you from your friends and your family, that's a hot word. That's the sign off the back. That's the first sign for me. That's the first sign. for those that if we really talking, those that you don't want to have sex, you don't want to have sex. That's a sign. Like, no,
Right.
this is my body. You know,
Right.
you don't want to do it. Nope. I don't care if you love him, you like him. This is a sign, right?
Right.
Name calling, not uplifting you. I had gotten heavy after my son, and just the word fat alone made me feel less than. Well, you
Right.
gained so much weight. You look at you, pick yourself up, fix yourself up. When he's not uplifting you, baby, you know, you gained a little weight. Maybe we could do something to bring the weight off, you know,
Right.
or let me help you. If he's not trying to uplift you, leave him alone.
So tell me about that. How did you, first of all, how old were you when you met him?
I was in high school. So I must have been, he was my high school sweetheart. So I'm going to say I was maybe 17, 18.
Okay.
First boyfriend I really had. And everybody, let me say this. I don't know about y'all, but this was the number one thing for me.
What?
When I brought him home and my mother said no, I should have said, okay.
Right.
Listen, we have to know that our mothers know.
We don't know if they know. We think
yes,
they
know.
They
know.
do know.
I'm telling you,
we
I
think
believe
our
they
parents
know.
are crazy.
Sister, I'm telling you, my mother said that's not the one.
Wow.
Even if I'm not saying put him down, but at least hear it.
Right.
I think that if I had heard it when she said it and let it put a light bulb there,
right,
then I would have proceeded with caution.
Right.
And
but
then
no,
paid attention.
We think nothing.
I didn't hear you. You're freezing.
Don't know anything. Can y'all hear me?
You're freezing.
I hate that. This thing.
But I really wish, you know how many times I wish when I brought him home, my mom said no. I went to my father, I went to my grandmother, I went to them. They don't hear. She just don't want me to have a boyfriend. Blah 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 blah. But she knew.
Yes.
She knew, sister. So sometimes maybe you don't go and say my mother said no, so it's no.
Right.
But let that be like a light bulb. Let me pay attention. Or maybe guess what? Maybe say, okay, mom, so you think he's not it? Why?
Right. But they don't listen.
Maybe question it.
Why
you don't think he's. But instead, I was like, this was my first boyfriend. I want a boyfriend. I'm 17, 18 years old. It's time for me to have a boyfriend. Mom, you just want me to be home all the time. That was my thing. Yeah.
Right.
However, so I just feel that controlling thing is that when he's trying to control your mind, he's trying to control your thoughts.
Did you see what Hector said? He's so stupid. Kim Love Jones, you had that T-Pain remix tunes going there for a while, for a minute. Yeah, best. I love you, Hector. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's those are signs for me. Those are the signs that even I look for in when my daughter bring a friend home. Like I see, like, can he interact and never want to be around your family? Can he interact with your family?
Yeah.
Can he stand to see you have fun and be at peace with your family?
Right.
And your friends.
Right.
Isolation is the key. I'm telling you. If he love you, he's going to love every bit of who's around you.
Right. Absolutely. And he's going to integrate. He's going to integrate. Yes. So now you were 17, 18. Okay, so tell us how the abuse started, if you can.
Mentally, I think it started mentally when I wasn't ready. I think I fell in love first. And
puppy love.
I fell in love. And I think one time I was 7115. I'm from 7115 in Far Rockaway. And we were all, it's one building, so we're all like a family. In there. So when I used to see like my other childhood friends and they would speak to me and say hello, it would just aggravate his entire nerve, and he would accuse me of being with every one of them. In my mind, I'd be like, what kind of woman do you think I am that I'm with all these
Right.
men?
Right.
You know? So my mother was very on set. So my abuse was hidden until one day I came home with a black eye. But mine's was hidden because I used to get under hair, like joints and that kind of thing.
Wow.
That was my abuse, the invisible one, so that I wouldn't be able to show my mom. Because my mother was so strict that
wow.
My mom was so strict that she watched every bit of me down to my menstruation. She watched it. If I missed a day, like she watched us, you know.
Right.
So, and he knew that.
Wow.
So that, and then one day it just, you know, got further and I came
What
home.
did you do when he first blackened your eye?
I think my first instant.
What did he say? Go
real
ahead.
talk, what I said was, how am I going home?
You didn't eat
because I still wanted.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say next.
Because I still wanted him.
Right.
So
right.
it was like, how am I going home?
Right. Right. Wow. Wow. Now, how did you know? When did you decide that it was time to break away from that?
I never decided. He left me.
Wow. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. He left me.
Wow. Wow. So what would your advice be to young men and young women, whether they are the aggressor or not, or being abused? What would your advice be to them to help them to get out of it?
I think first and foremost, let's not be afraid of counseling. Secondly, I think that a person that endures abuse, for Camilla, I loved someone else more than I loved me. And that's why I endured it. And I think that in an abusive relationship and how I got over the abuse, because for years, it still was like, now I'm not only hurting that he beat me, but now I'm hurting that he left me. And not only did he leave me, he left me with a 3-month-old baby. You understand what I'm saying? So how do you go forth with that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if I could advise anybody, the first lick, get out.
Right.
The first name call, don't look for the second one, because it's going to come. It's going to.
It is. I was in a verbally abusive relationship too, but see, the way I'm built, none of it permeated me. You know what I mean? None of it. None of it.
Let me say another thing to you, if I may say, and I think this is just the way I look at it. Me, I think I stayed around even longer when I got pregnant, because I did not want to be a statistic and have a baby daddy. So I think that I stayed around a little longer for my family.
Yeah.
Anybody that's going through that, no, get out.
Right.
Get out. Right. You know why I say get out? Because my baby boy wasn't even my baby boy wasn't even a year old before the Lord sent my husband.
All right now. All right. All right. All right.
Y'all gonna make me go into a little workshop here.
Hello.
I tell you that when God steps in, he steps in.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
And when I was at my low point where I didn't even think that I could make it, and I didn't think that I will make it. Thank God for my family.
Look at that. Wait.
Oh Lord.
He had to put the
It's my husband. You see that? When I tell you
32 years, y'all. 32. Count them.
when I tell you that I said to my mother, let me just tell y'all this real quick. I remember one day when he had left. Maybe it was he ain't leave. Maybe it was one time I had caught him cheating. And he was the kind of man that I say, yes, I did it. He didn't hide it. Yeah, I did it. God is everything.
Yes,
and I remember my mother was in the bathroom getting ready from work, and she worked 3 to 11. And I went in there and I sat in the bathroom with her and I said, Mom, I just don't know why God is doing this to me. Why is he doing this? Why would he leave me to take care of this baby all by myself? I wanted a husband. I didn't want a baby father.
Right.
And my mom stopped brushing her teeth, made her soul rest in peace. You hear me?
Yes.
And she looked at me and she said, be careful what you ask God for. If he removed him for a reason. And from there started my healing process.
Wow.
From there started my healing process. And then she said, get back into church, Camilla. Get back into church, Camilla. Get back into church, Camilla. So I started going back to church. And I started, doing things the way I felt that I was supposed to do them and getting closer to God. And my son was like 9 months, and my husband, and God showed me my husband.
Wow. Wow.
And God showed me my husband.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He showed me my husband.
Bring Bailey here. Let me see my baby. You can leave the thing on, Bailey. That's my baby. Don't be playing. Listen.
So it was then that, the Lord showed me my husband. So that was the start of my healing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but I do believe that God didn't want me to I had to get it before he could give it to me.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I had to get that he was not the one. You gotta take that off. You get what I'm saying? That's echoing, babe. That he was not the one.
He coming in? He want to come in? Come and sit with us? Come on, brother. Come on, brother. 32 years strong. Yes, you can come in and sit in. We just kicking it. But go ahead. So, yeah, brother. Pull up a chair.
So I feel like I had to get it before he could give it.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
I had to
so
get
that
it.
You would know what good was.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? One of the things for me, Camilla, I grew up, like I'm the baby in my family, but I was a fighter. And I think the reason why I'm so loud and I talk loud is because I always wanted to be heard. Because everybody's kind of like, get out of here, kid. You know what I'm saying? Because my oldest brother was 20 years my elder. Right. If that makes any sense. So to me, I was, to them, I was just a little girl, like, get out of here,
Right.
I didn't have a voice. So I've always been, scrappy. And then I grew up in the environment, like I didn't have to, I did fight a lot, but I didn't have to fight a lot at home. It was pretty cool because it wasn't, too crazy. My house was pretty, I guess normal, right?
Right.
But as I went out into the world, I learned how to fight. And then and now I got a big mouth and you better not mess with me, right? And so I believe that sometimes you bring the weight of your life, your previous experiences into your next relationship, right?
Right.
And you don't necessarily know how crazy it is, but you had a man and my brother who decided, like, yo, we're going to work this thing out. Like, I want to marry you. I want to love you. And we're going to work through whatever it is. And it doesn't necessarily initially change your attitude because you come from that.
Let me tell you something, though. And I'm not taking nothing from nobody either. I have to. So I tell a lot of the young ladies that I do talk to, like, my husband compliments me, but I don't need it. Because when I put my clothes on and I look in the mirror, I say to Camilla, you did that. You
Yeah,
look good today.
and you
So I
always
love, so I love on me. You understand? Whatever my husband gives me is a bonus for me.
right,
It
right,
makes me feel even better. He seals it.
right,
You
right.
understand? He
Amen.
seals it for me.
Amen. But I think that comes from the place of, like as much as we say, because I promise you, I did a TEDx talk, TEDx Deer Park, and I did a TEDx talk, and it was absolutely amazing. And I was scared to death and ready to pass out. That's another talk show. I had always believed that I had been in love before, right? But the truth of the matter is, I didn't know what love was at the time. Right. So when I said puppy love, I meant that because real love, you have to feel yourself first. You can't really truly love anybody else until you love yourself, right? Teddy Polo says this evangelist gives hope to the women to believe in God. I respect it, but I'm also looking at the statistics. No pun needed. I have no idea what you're talking about when you start talking about statistics and looking at the statistics. I have no idea. Okay, so with that being said, that's Teddy Polo, a friend of mine. So but what I'm saying is that I realized that all of the time before that I thought I was loved and I thought that I was in love, I was never in love. I don't think I don't think I fell in love until 2020.
Right.
Right? I don't think
We
I
be in
really
lust.
thought.
Be in lust.
Right. Well, it was like, and I've been married before, and that's a sad indictment even for me to say, right? But I never, because I didn't know what love was, and then I was on this whole sabbatical for years, right? And so because I was on a sabbatical and I wasn't, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to be bothered with anybody, right? But I don't think I really understood what love was until like 2020. I promise y'all. And not that I didn't understand it biblically or I did not understand it, what love was. I realized that the whole time I'm on sabbatical, I am loving myself. I am learning the process of loving myself because I had taken so many years to heal before that, right? And all of that was loving me. But then when you realize that you cannot give what you do not possess for yourself,
right?
It's like, what are you giving if you don't own the love within yourself? You have nothing to give anyone else, right? You could try to make people love you. You could try to do cartwheels and flips, but I promise you that when you embrace love for yourself, it is oozing out of your pores and you become a different person.
Absolutely.
Like not a different person, more than spiritually different.
Absolutely.
Right.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was puppy love, and because you couldn't have, if you didn't love and accept yourself, and this is for
have
women
to love you.
Our age right now.
You gotta love you. If you don't love you, it's not going to work.
Right.
It's not going to work.
Right.
Not going to work, and that's it. And I might get a little. Let me say for Camilla. Can I say this? Because I don't think this is everybody's situation. I think this is for me. I don't think I love me enough that I allowed that to happen to me because I allowed it.
Right.
So I think that I didn't love Camilla enough.
Right.
And in that process, I have, like 3 besties that I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for them.
Right.
Real talk. And I don't know where, I remember one time, I don't know if she's on, but it was Karen. Karen was, me and her was on a dollar van back then. Now I happened to look out the window and I saw him and I'm just crying so bad. And she's younger than I. That too, because I could have been the kind of person to be like, you younger than I, you can't tell me you can't teach me nothing. You know what I mean? But she had enough wisdom to look at me and go, get yourself together on this van. Wow. Like, that's a favor for you. Get yourself together.
Wow.
We ain't having that like this.
Wow.
So that goes back to knowing who's in your circle.
Right.
You
Right.
understand?
We
For
talked
a
about
long
that
time, I didn't even
earlier.
tell them what I was going through.
Right.
It goes back to who's in your circle, too.
Right. 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 Right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to want to break through from that. You have
Mm-hmm.
to, and I tell people this all the time because people take and the verbal abuse thing,
Oh
people
my
try
God, that thing is
to
crazy.
people try to bust you. Listen, verbal abuse is worse than physical abuse
Yes,
sometimes,
it is. Yes,
right?
it is, sissy.
And people do not understand. I gotta show you what they're writing.
Oh,
Um,
what's wrong?
Kevin says most women don't want love. They only want what they're getting out of the so-called relationship. Kevin, I disagree. I
Not,
disagree. I
not,
think that's from a hurt place, my brother. And you know I
yeah,
love you like fried chicken, but that is definitely not
no,
the truth. That's been
no.
your experience,
Yes, let's say
but not
that.
the truth.
Somebody said, totally agree. I had to say that as well. I couldn't have loved myself to endure yes, yes.
Yes, yes. And you want to beat yourself up when you come to that conclusion. To
Mm-hmm,
be honest, right?
mm-hmm,
Because then you feel bad because you allowed it to go on for whatever the length of time. And the question that I asked myself years and years and years ago, more than 20, right? The question that I asked myself, well, Kim, what is wrong with you that you would be attracted to and or deal with somebody that did not have the capacity to love you? That was the question that I asked myself, right?
mm-hmm.
Because I was healing then, and I would say, and I would beat myself up,
Right.
and I'm not even talking about the verbal abuse because that was like I don't know 10 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, right? And I was like, what in the like you crazy, but it didn't permeate me because of who I am, right?
Right, right,
Like,
right.
okay, you're not gonna make it, pal, and it was just done, right? But it was really like being verbally abused or letting somebody talk to you a certain way. I was talking to this guy one time, and he was upset because I wouldn't he went with me to the store like Bed Bath and Beyond or something, and
Mm-hmm.
I went in there to return a comforter set, and he said, that she only trouble, right? And I was like looking at him, and I was laughing because at first I thought he was kind of kibbling around, and
Mm-hmm.
he began to go in and tell the lady that she ain't this and she ain't that, and I was looking at him like, wait, I thought we was cool with one another.
Right, right, right.
And he really was going in because I would not give him what he wanted from me,
Right, 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 right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I wouldn't, he's oh, and then you say you don't like me, you won't even kiss me. I said I don't kiss nobody. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And the truth is, I didn't like him like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm not. That's not
So
who I
you're
am.
gonna humiliate me because I won't,
That's what he was doing.
you know.
So it be those little things, and of course, he didn't make it because I didn't like him like that. But then that just solidified the deal for me.
Listen, when my ex told me I would an amount to anything, I wouldn't be anything.
Meanwhile, you're an RN. Hello, somebody.
I
Okay,
know.
you're an LPN. Sorry.
So listen, I wouldn't amount to nothing. I wouldn't be nothing. I wouldn't none of that. None of that. I wouldn't find anybody. I'll never forget when he found out that I was with my husband. He went to my husband and asked him, "So you with her?
Ah,
Where you at?" I want to purposely, really, truly. I wish I can, if I ever ran across him again, I would just say thank you. God bless you and
thank you.
God bless you and thank you.
Yes. Yes. Because
Mm-hmm.
Bishop TDJ said, if anybody can walk away from you, let them walk.
That's right.
You have the gift of goodbye. If you don't think that I'm worth it, baby, we good.
That's
We
right.
good. We good, Poppy. We good. Real talk.
Mm-hmm.
We good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Like,
That's right.
go ahead with that. And it's not And it's not like, oh my God, that I don't care about you, because I would have never been with you if I didn't care about you.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm not going to allow anybody to do is drag me through the good mud. See, we're not doing that part.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to walk away, or you don't want, then okay, see you.
That's
See
right.
you.
That's right.
See you.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you well. And I'm praying
Mm-hmm.
for you that you would be successful in all of your endeavors.
That's it. Bye-bye.
You get to that point. Right. Got the gift of goodbye, sugar.
See you later.
Right.
God bless you.
Yes. Because I think at this particular age, now you were young, you were 18, 19 years old. Right.
Yeah, so that happened from age 17 till 21.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. To 21. And I met my husband 22. And I was 22 going into like 23.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Look at that.
Well, not met him, because you're good old girl, right? We used to go to high school together. Let me give you a little history. Let me give you just a little bit. I know you want to do it when we're together. We used to go to high school.
I really do.
I know. I'm just gonna tell you this part. I won't tell you. But we did go to high school together. And but we didn't date. We didn't date in high school. I was that chick that wanted a little guy with a little bop in his, but my husband was a straight up kind of guy. My mother-in-law didn't raise him that way.
Right.
Have a little bop in his, have a little thug. Little girl from the projects, Right. So we didn't hook up. He always crushed on me, but we didn't hook up at all. I paid him no mind as per him.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to play softball.
Mm-hmm.
And when I played softball, he was the supervisor of a boys' home. And the girls that I played softball with as an adult played his boys.
Oh.
And he did say to me, "You remember me?" And I was like, "Yeah, Carrie, Kelly, somebody like that." Still being me. However, I end up seeing him again, just from like a distance in passing. And I'm telling you, I was like, I think I'm gonna call him and take him on a date.
Wow.
And I called him and I asked him, did he have a girlfriend? He was even honest then. He was like, I don't have a girlfriend, but I have some friends. And then I said, okay, that's good. Friends is good. I said, so when you gonna let me take you gonna let me take you out on a date?
I look at Carrie.
He said I had swag. Oh, Polly.
Yeah, he had something.
And I'll tell the story when we do it together, but it was history after that.
Yes, I would love to.
And I was a little afraid because I had a son and he had no kids.
You called him up and said, "Do you have a girlfriend?"
Listen to me. What do you call that when we used to call 311, 411, whatever it is on your phone? Because that's when it was back then. You couldn't just Google and all of that. You had to call a little operator.
Yeah.
Like, can you give me the number to so-and-so boys home? They gave me the phone number. I was like, I'm trying to reach Kerry Williams. Kerry. I didn't even have the last name. I just said Kerry. 3 times I had saw him back to back.
And you knew.
The directory. That's right.
Yes. Oh, you can see the comments now.
I got it on my phone.
Oh, okay, good.
So the directory. And I called and I was like, can I have, St. John's Boys Home? And I said, I'm trying to reach Kerry. I didn't know his last name. I was like, Kerry. So he picked up the phone and he must have worked in on 3B.
Right.
So he picked up the phone. He said 3B. And I said, I'm trying to reach Kerry. He was like, this is Kerry. Who's this? I said, before I tell you who I am, tell me if you got a girlfriend. And he said, I got friends. I said, oh, that's fine. That's fine. I said, when can I take you out on a date? This is Camilla. And we've been together 32 years.
I love it.
Now, some people say they will never, ever do that. They're still waiting for their mister to come to them.
Right. Well, we just had a whole debacle over here on Facebook, on my Facebook page about that. Where it was like women don't have to pursue, women pursuing, he said aggressive. You know what, Carrie? On that. Women do not pursuing something. I forget what it was. But anyway, it was women pursuing a man, right? The ing. Right? You were clear. And I said, no, it's okay for a woman to show interest in a man, but pursuing isn't an act of running after a man. Once he tell you what it is, he making his decision. Like if he doesn't pursue you and you shown him you're interested, then that's a no-go. Because I think I would, depending upon my situation or circumstance, I would walk up and I would say, hi, I think you're handsome, or I would say something and open up dialogue with a brother. But past that, he's not getting nothing else. Because if you like me, then you will pursue me.
But let's did it. I did that, but he pursued me the rest of the way. Like I didn't have to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
He was very, very receptive of it,
Yes.
So it was, I think I went home. I met his mother like less than a month after that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I understand that he didn't bring anybody home to meet his mother.
Right. And so, that was it. Boom, 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 done. Right.
Love my husband from day one. Love my son. Like that's a whole nother story. But from day one.
That's why I want both of y'all on here, because I want both of you to really give, from the perspective, because there's so much meat here, right? Y'all made it. The odds, the difficulties that you both face, you losing your mother, the different things that he
lost his mother, he lost his father.
Yes, right. And how you guys made it. Y'all made it. And it's 32 years later, praise the Lord. Right? So that's why I wanted the two of you on, because I need the realness, right? And of course, that's my brother, so it ain't nothing crazy, but I wanted the realness of it all, right? Because a lot of people believe in fairy tales, but it takes work. Right?
And let me tell you something. Not only do it take work, like it's a constant fall in love.
Say so.
It's a constant fall in love. It's levels.
Yeah, girl, say so.
And that's why I think some marriages, along with the tools that I was given and that I went and took courses and stuff like that, along with that, it's another thing to know that it's you got to have a set of tools. You got to fall in love all over again and again and again and again.
Yes.
And you got to remember what made you fall in love with them.
Yes.
And if you don't remember what made you fall in love with them, then you can never go to the next level.
Right.
So in every level, you got to remember what made me fall in love with him.
Yes. Donna says that's what I'm talking about. To continue to fall in love. And you know what happens, Donna? And this is real talk. Like, in order for you to be in that place, right? It has to be somebody who cares that deeply for you to begin with, right? That is encouraging, right? Encouraging and supportive of you. Someone who is going to constantly remind you, not that you're beautiful, but of who you are, right? That you're better, like you're more than, like, constantly celebrate you, right? You can't get somebody to fall in love with over and over and over and over again if, and in fact, they haven't been on top of their game from the gate. Right? It's got to be a from the gate situation. How do you care for me? How do you love me? I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, sis, and I was talking about dating, right?
Right.
And I was like, it doesn't matter who likes me. You got to know my love language.
That's it.
Right? But check this out. When I did my love language quiz or the test or whatever, I was almost equal in all four categories, right? And so this is for you, Donna and Yana, and all of y'all that are listening, my singles. Here's the thing. If you're not making deposits, because I'm almost equal across the board, you got to make deposits in my emotional bank account. Right? I want you to care about whether something is breaking down at my house or not, right? Care about my day. Care about the things that matter to me. And in turn and in kind, because I love you too, that's the assumption, right? If we're going to do that mathematical equation, the assumption is that we got 1 + 1 and that equals 3 because God is the head, right? If you're loving me and you're concerned about my life and I'm loving you back like that, that can't be a fraud. It has to be something that is consistent. It has to be truth. It has to be true. And it's in all four categories for me. I don't just need one thing. I just don't want you to just buy me stuff. Right?
That's right. I have no concerns for that. I could buy myself what I need.
Right.
And the wants that I want. I need you to love my heart.
Right. And so, right, and the care and the concern, and if I'm sick, you're there. You're making me soup, And if you're sick, quite naturally, I love you. I'm going to make you and take care of you the same. This is not a one-sided thing, but it is an understanding that the person who fits the profile for what I need has got to come with at least 3 of the 4 things that is required for me. And because I'm pretty much equal across the board. Don't just pay the bills. I need us to have an amazing communication. But I also like to be touched. I like to hold hands. I actually like to kiss. Right.
Right.
I don't kiss people, I ain't I'll be kissing nobody or funny like that, right? But I'm saying, right? If you my boo thing, I want all of that. I want the affection.
Absolutely.
I want, like goo gobs of sex, right?
Absolutely.
Let's get it, right? No, and I'm not being funny. Like my husband, I want him to have the attributes that covers all of that. I don't just need your money. And guys think that. They think, oh, she want money. All these women want is money. No, boo. No, I want your care and your concern.
That's right.
That's more important to me. The way you treat me is more important to me than money.
That's right.
You could be broke, but we're going to make it if you treat me good. Because we're going to figure it out. It ain't how much money you make or you bring to the table when you are with a woman.
So I used to have
her business. You don't got to worry about that.
No, and it's okay to grow together.
Right.
A lot of people nowadays feel like they have this long list of what. I'm not knocking. I know you.
Right. I know that list. Go ahead.
You have a long list of all of these things that the man must have. He got to have this, got to have a car, he got to have a house, got to have this, got to have all of these things. But it will value your relationship and your marriage even more if you grow and do it together.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I would like to believe.
Yeah. And when you do it together, you tend to appreciate it more. Let me say that.
Yeah. And I think that, and I also think that if you just want them because they got the car, the house, the this, the that, the other, and it's just my personal opinion, then if they lost it all, would you still be there?
This is it. That's the key.
But if you with a woman who helped you to build, guess what? You could lose the house, the car, you could lose it all. And guess what y'all gonna do in the next 2 years? You could lose everything. Y'all gonna build it back up because you got a woman that's standing by your side that has the capacity to help you to build all over again. She ain't coming on the tail end and now she want to reap the benefits of what you've done. She's been in the trenches with you and she got your back.
That's right.
Nothing. She was there. Right?
That's
why I don't care about no money. I don't care about money.
No, we grow that thing together.
Right. We build it together. Right. And the men who say, oh no, I got to get my life together before I get, okay. You do
I don't believe
good.
it. I don't believe in that. I would have done mine even different.
Well, we in a different age bracket now. So now we talking to women who have been divorced and different things like that. So you don't want a man that's
And a lot
necessarily,
of women that feel like, a lot of women nowadays are feeling like they don't even need a man
isn't that
because they have the job, they have the career, they have the money, they have all of these things. So what I need a man
devil is a lie and the truth is not
that
in him.
part right there, sis.
Look, can I say, I'm gonna yell it from the mountaintops. I need and I want a
A
man.
man.
Hello.
Yeah, that
And I'm
part.
not afraid to tell nobody. I call my homeboys and be like, I need you. And they be like, Kim, don't say that. I'll be like, no, for real, I need you. I need you to do something. And they come and they do it for me.
Natasha said she don't want to play Build a Beer no more.
Natasha said, wait, can't we get swept off our feet when we are not even looking? Girl, you are hilarious. I don't want to play Build a Bear no more. You are hilarious. Hilarious. Right?
You got to build some things with them, though. I kind of, you got to build some things when you do it with your partner. I'm telling you, appreciate it even more.
And not only that, Camilla, that's not all. You know what? People reject. Like, okay, if somebody says that they love you, right, and you trust them and you married to them, or you're in a serious relationship, you also have got to accept that your flaws.
Absolutely.
Right. And so I'm saying this because a lot of people do not like any type of criticism. And they think that if a man is telling them something, I'm talking about my sisters, men don't like it neither, though. So let's be clear. Right.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody tells you something, they're not necessarily trying to hurt you. They may be genuinely just telling you because, babe, you need to work on that because that's crazy right there. Right. Yeah.
Goes back to who's in your circle, too.
Huh?
Back to who's in your circle.
That's true, because if you're around people like, oh, I wouldn't let him trust it. Why did he say that to you? And all of that foolishness, instead of, listen, sis, yep, I seen you and you probably need to work. I'm
telling you, I got some in my corner that is going to break me down. Like,
yes.
What? You did what? And
right.
I got one friend that I got to be real careful. I'm telling you, I gotta be real careful what I bring to her. I'm telling you, because she gonna analyze it, she gonna pick it apart, she gonna pull it apart, she gonna peel it apart, and she gonna say, so you said this and this happened?
Right.
And you did what?
Right.
So shout out to my Melanie. Yo, I'm telling you, if I ain't got it together when I bring it to her,
you better get it together.
It's a wrap.
Because I really believe that we need that. We need people in our corner who are going to tell us and straighten us out and tell us when we're wrong.
I appreciate that. I'm telling you.
Yes.
In my corner, just okay in everything I do, and I'm dead wrong.
Right. And it's foolishness. No, because it doesn't help you to grow.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like pain.
Mm-hmm.
It's to us like water is to grass.
Mm-hmm.
We need it.
Yeah.
And that's to straighten us out, because we be thinking we fly because we dipped. And that ain't got nothing to do with it. What's going on in the heart? What's going on in the mind? What makes you think that way? Like correct that. And you need people in your camp who will say to you, nah, that ain't right.
I'm telling you
that wrong.
I'm telling you, I thank God for the sisters that I chose.
Yes. Yes.
I thank God for my sisters that I chose.
Yes. Yes. And that God put in your life and in your path. Mm-hmm. That's it. Listen, y'all, this has been like so amazing. Like, we got to run this back. Sis, I'm going to need you to get up on here again with me. I know you ain't trying to do the whole social media thing for a minute, but you got on here tonight with me, and I appreciate you. I love you. You know I love you, baby.
I love you.
Can you tell everybody how they can reach you?
Sure. I am on Facebook as Camilla Smith Williams. I do go, let me just do this real quick. I know it ain't a real church background or anything, but I do go to Unity and Faith Church. We are located in Baldwin, Feel free to come by anytime. We are the most down-to-earth church you could ever come to. You come as you are. Don't worry about getting all dressed up. None of that. All it is, but if we're Bible-based, we like to give you a good word. Compare that Bible to our everyday life and just live for Christ the best way we know how. Live for Christ on purpose. That's what we're taught, on purpose. As long as we live for Christ on purpose, we're good. We're overseer Diane Martin and Pastor Charles Sams are my leaders. And just come by anytime. We are in Baldwin. If like I said, I am a certified life coach, Christian counselor, certified chaplain, grief and loss, and anger management. If I can help you in any way, feel free to hit me up in my DM. Feel free to hit me in my DM at any time, or on Messenger, 516-557-9313. You can always put that up. If you feel like you need to talk, I'm always here. Kim, this has been amazing. Listen, love yourself on purpose.
Yes.
Can't nobody love you like you but God. After loving God, love you.
Yes.
Keep God in the center of everything. If we keep him in the center, we will never fall. If we fall, he'll be right there to pick us up. Remember, always.
Yes. Donna says it was awesome. This was awesome.
Thank you, Donna.
Yes. God is amazing.
Yes, he is.
I want to thank you so much. I
thank
really
you,
want to
sis,
thank
for
you.
even, thought it didn't have to be me. Could have been, it's all these other high profile people.
You know what? You're a mess. You a mess. This was amazing, though. This was amazing. I am so grateful. I am so grateful for everybody watching. You guys are dope. Y'all know I'm Kim Love Jones. I'm a certified relationship coach, and this is what I does. And I'm so grateful that you guys watch Thought-Provoking Thursday. Now, I want to tell you guys this. February the 7th at Backstage, we are going to be having a singles mingle. We're going to be doing some speed dating. So anybody that is needs more information, I'm going to post a flyer again on my page. And I'm inviting anybody that wants to join my monthly inner circle group. It's a paid group, and we meet 4 times a month, on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. And it's amazing. And we are learning, and I'm teaching in that group. We're working through our healing. We're working through our vision. We're writing the vision and we're making it plain. We are working through our stuff. We're talking about vulnerability and submission, and we're doing things that normally I try to do little blips of here on Facebook, but it's absolutely going down, right? Anyway, guys, I love y'all, and I thank you guys so much for watching this live. Thought-Provoking.
Yes.